Hello, boys and girls. Today we are continuing our lessons on adverbs. Today we are going to talk about adverbs that tell when and where. Adverbs tell how an action happens. They also can tell us where and when something happens. Adverbs can come before or after a verb. So, something you can ask yourself when looking for an adverb that may tell where or when is which word tells where, when, or how often something occurs. And these are words that are adverbs in a sentence. So, some examples of adverbs that tell when could be first, second, third, next, then last, lastly, now, yesterday, today, tonight, tomorrow, later, year, the word week, days of the week, soon, sometimes, often, and so on. Now, the word often and sometimes also tell how often something occurs. So that is a little different than just when, but also how often is a form of when, but it is a little bit different. It's called an adverb of frequency, but we're going to learn them all together in this case. Now, as you get older, you may learn more differences in those. But if a word in a sentence tells when something happens, you can be pretty sure to know that that word is an adverb. Adverbs also tell where. So the words there and here in a sentence are adverbs: everywhere, around, nearby, outside, inside, in, out, away, far away, upstairs, downstairs, and so on. So words that tell where an action occur are adverbs also. So adverbs can tell where, when, and also how often something occurs. Here are some examples. Number 1, Kylie ice skated today. Now, firstly, I'm going to find the word that is the verb in the sentence. And I can clearly see here that the verb is skated. Now, is there a word in the sentence that tells where or when Kylie skated? If you said today, then you would be correct. Today tells when Kylie skated. I drove around to explore the new city. Here, the verb is drove. Now, is there a word in the sentence that tells when or where I drove? If you said around, you would be correct. Around is an adverb that describes where I drove. Number 3, they sometimes come to dinner with us. The verb here is come. So if I'm looking in the sentence, I'm trying to see if there is a word that tells when, where, or how often something occurs. If you said sometimes, you would be correct. Sometimes describes how often they come to dinner with us. Hadley looked everywhere for her favorite stuffed animal. The verb in this sentence is looked. Now, I'm not looking for the verb, though. I'm looking for the word that describes where or when the verb happens. And if you said everywhere, you would be correct. Everywhere here is an adverb that describes how Hadley looked. Where. Number 5, I eat chicken for dinner often. The verb here is eat. Is there a word here that describes when, where, or how often I eat chicken specifically? That word would be often. Often is an adverb that describes how I have chicken, or the frequency of which I eat chicken for dinner. Today you are going to practice this skill on a quizzes. Be sure and try to get a 100% if you can, although if you get a 90%, that's acceptable. You just want to be sure that you are prepared for your test on Friday.